Hey, Othania here with Create Your Future. So today I want to talk about, I'm not sure what I want to name the video yet, but I want to talk about the importance and getting a better understanding on how to release or get rid of resistance, get rid of fear, your opposing thoughts, all of that stuff in the same boat. Yesterday I was watching Avatar: The Last Airbender because I'm in my anime phase. So, I was watching Avatar last night and I heard one of the characters say something. I don't remember who, but I definitely wrote down the quote that sparked me doing this video and me talking about this today. So he said, if you want to be a bender, you have to let go of fear. And I was like, that's it. That's it. If you want to be a bender, you have to let go of fear. So, in terms of manifesting and what that means, if you want reality to bend to what it is that you want, you have to let go of the fear. Once you find yourself not feeling heavy, that heavy feeling or that anxiety towards what it is that you want, what you want is right around the corner. I know that happens for me all the time in my experiences. And also when I talk to my clients and they get back to me and, we talk about things, they also explain that same type of thing, that same type of feeling. So if you want to be a bender, you have to let go of fear. So how do you let go of the fear? You let go of the fear through repetition. Just like how you learn a language. You don't just magically learn the language the first time you hear, words. It takes repetition. It takes you constantly hearing the word and you conversing with others to become fluent. It's the same thing with getting from here to here with what it is that you want to manifest. It takes the repetition because after a while, just like after a while, when you practice with a language, you become fluent. After a while, when you find yourself dominantly thinking more in the favorable and what you want, it becomes a natural way of thinking, which will naturally push out the better experiences in your reality. So getting rid of fear to thinking in a more positive way so that your experiences automatically and naturally become more favorable, you dominantly think more favorable. And you have to become your own best friend, give yourself grace, and talk to yourself through it with your inner conversations. You, for example, you find yourself not feeling chosen by your person, or you feel that your person loves someone else more than you, and you find that you're constantly dwelling in those thoughts, and you find that it's hard for you to think about anything else, and you keep checking, you know, social medias and whatever it is to see if things have changed. Okay, that's all you taking action from the state of fear. Okay, so once you get a better understanding of what you're doing and you become aware of what you're doing, you get a better grasp on how to maneuver it in another direction. So you see that, like, okay, I'm in a fear state of being. Now, how do I know I'm in a fear state of being? Because of the actions that I'm taking. It's coming from a place of fear. It doesn't feel good. Um, it feels like what you're doing is coming from a fight or flight place, like a fight or flight response. Um, and also understanding that your state of being comes from where you're dominantly thinking. So if you're feeling fearful about something, that means that when it comes to your person and relationship, let's just keep using that as an example for right now. You keep feeling fearful, that means that there's something that you feel like you're not chosen. This You're just coming from a state of lack. And when you're in a certain state, you don't have the free will to take certain actions until you become aware of what you're doing and deliberately think differently in your mind to change that. Because if you're not thinking more dominantly favorable, it's really easy to stay stuck in your fear-based thoughts and let that continue to run and just take you through a journey that's, that's not nice. That doesn't feel good. So you gotta be aware. Be like, okay, talk to yourself. You're in the conversations. Okay, this is what I'm doing. What am I thinking? What am I aware of? Oh, I'm aware of not being chosen. I'm aware that I'm coming from a place of lack. I'm aware that I'm taking actions that I wouldn't take if I did feel chosen. Okay, so what would I do if I did feel chosen? Okay, I wouldn't be doing this and I wouldn't be doing that. So let me stop doing that and let me start doing this. Become acquainted um, with the version of yourself that doesn't come from the place of fear. What does that person do? How does that person think? And become acquainted with that. Um, I also wrote down something else that I was thinking that I felt would be good to share. It's like if someone was in a ditch and they had a ladder, you're going to keep climbing the ladder until you get out, right? And it's the same thing. You keep going until you get out of that state, until it feels, hold on a second, until it feels natural. Because at some point, it will feel natural if you keep going. Just like if you keep learning the language, at some point, you're going to become fluent in it. If you keep getting in your car and driving, at some point, everything is going to feel natural. You're not going to be afraid to park or feel like you're going to be afraid to drive on the highway. Before you know it, it's going to become a natural thing for you because of repetition and it being imprinted in the subconscious. So it just takes an understanding of knowing that you have to dominantly think more favorable thoughts in order for your experiences to be more favorable because life is only reflecting who you are as an individual. So once you get a better understanding and you become more aware, you maneuver things better, right? If you if you're driving to your destination and you get a flat tire, are you just going to give up on your whole trip and just forget about the destination? No, because when you're over there, you have a whole thing planned. You have a whole vacation planned. So you're going to just get that tire fixed and you're going to keep going. And then you'll reach a destination and then you experience that. It's the same thing. Just keep going. Just think of it as I'm learning a new way of being. I'm learning to be new self. Because when I'm this version, life is automatically going to push out better experiences. So taking yourself from the fear state to the state of having what you want is like a series of you shifting little by little, and because that's what it really is. As time is going, it looked like things are just happening day by day, like everything is just smoothly happening, but everything is shifting according to you, you know. For my Harry Potter fans, um, you know, in the staircases when they switch, and then one staircase is going this way, and the next staircase switch, and the next thing you know, the staircase is going that way. Basically, that's how realities are happening around you according to what you're dominantly thinking. And naturally, what seems to happen as coincidence is just, it feels like a coincidence because it's something that you already thought before and it's happening in your experience, but it really is just something that you created and you have manifested into your reality. So, if you want to be a bender, if you want to bend reality at your will, in your favor, you have to let go of the fear. And the fear are your opposing thoughts. And your opposing thoughts dominantly creates a state creates like a state of resistance, creates resistance. And when you have a lot of resistance, when you're dominantly thinking what's unfavorable, you're pushing out unfavorable experiences, right? Now that you got an understanding of that, to go from the state of fear to the state of having, now you just have to keep telling yourself and understanding that you are the creator and everything that you think dominantly, and sometimes even fleeting thoughts will push out. So it's just best to think, what do I want to be? What do I want to have? What will make me happy? What will make me feel good? And think about that. Focus there. And naturally and automatically, that will be a natural way of thinking. And, sometimes you'll still have whatever fearful thoughts come up, if they do come up. But even if they do come up, you're so much dominant in the new state that you're kind of just like swatted away, and it won't be something that you would attach to and dwell on like the old self would have. You get what I mean? So, you want to be a bender, you have to let go of fear. If you don't let go of the fear, they didn't say this in Avatar. I'm saying this. If you don't let go of the fear and you keep constantly attaching to that and you keep constantly living in that in your mind, then you're going to keep creating experiences that reflect that. Only you in your own individual world have the power to change things. And you just do that by having a better understanding of who you are. And that's understanding that your mind and your subconscious is creating your experiences. And your life is reflecting that back to you. So from now on, it's best to just think favorably. And also, for example, one of my clients, her SP was telling her that he may end up getting deployed and things like that. So she was feeling fearful about that. We talked about it and things like that. So I told her, I was like, listen, we know what we know. So what do you want to happen? You don't want him to get deployed, right? So now what I want you to do is think from a place of the version of you that already accepted the fact that he's not going to get deployed. Um, Now come from the version of you that already put herself and believed the scenario of the SP telling her that he's not going to get deployed, that things changed and he ended up not getting deployed. Because you'll be surprised what will change if you accept something as a belief within you. So she did that, and by the time we had our next session, she told me that he ended up not getting deployed, and that just gave her more evidence of what she can do if you know how to dominantly focus, and you'll deliberately create what it is that you're dominantly focusing on. So I intend that you definitely got a better understanding on that. And once again, if you want to be a bender, let go of fear. It's time to get acquainted with the version of you that doesn't dominantly think from that state. It's time to get acquainted with the version of you that dominantly thinks from the state of knowing they are loved, knowing that things magically happen for them, knowing that you are unique, knowing that you are deserving, because you are. We all are, and that's what we're here for. We're here to experience the beautiful things, and yeah, just keep knowing that for yourself, and keep seeing yourself in your own mind having all the things that you want. If you have an SP and you have 3P issues or whatever the case may be, that is most likely coming from a place of you visioning someone else with your person instead of you dominantly visioning you with your person, because that's what you're pushing out, because that's what you're dominantly thinking. If you feel like you want to make more money and you want to feel like you're not struggling so much, or you want to feel like you're not struggling at all, be aware of what you're thinking when you spend, when you think about money in general. Get acquainted with the version of you that thinks from a place of who they would be if they had all the money they wanted in their bank account. How would you think about life? How would you feel about money? When you want to go buy something, when you got to go fill up your gas tank, it's like anything you want to do, it's like, you feel good about it. You're not afraid money is never going to find its way back to you again because you have it. So get acquainted with the new you. And when you do it, when you come from that place, when you're like, you know what, I'm gonna get acquainted with the new me, fear just finds itself into the oblivion. And things will just naturally happen for you with little to no effort and comparison of how your older self what used to feel about things before. So just become acquainted. Make it your business to always become acquainted with the version of you that has it all, and fear will find its way out. So, I intend that gave you a better understanding and definitely unlocked another level for you when it comes to manifestation. Create Your Future does have a free course, and also coaching with me is also available. And if you're interested in that, there's a link for both of those in the description box below. And if you want to be a bender, you know what you got to do. So until next time, guys, see you.